Yeah, yeah. I mean, like that's with anything though. It's like where you had that moment where you're like, well, I'm depressed by this now, so
Yeah.
I gotta go. Yeah.
And yet it's weird.
It
I have
sounded like you were having like the same epiphany like a dude in a bad marriage has.
yeah.
He's just like, she comes home and he's there and he's like, the fuck am I doing with my life? you know.
Thankfully for the vanilla thing, I actually have it under control. Like
well, yeah, for shit.
I'll play until I hit a level and I'll stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've finally got my addiction under control. I've achieved every substance abusers or addict's dream. I'm having my cake and eating it too, enjoying the thing that I'm addicted to, and I'm still just fine.
Right, right. Good time. Now, right now, I feel like that dude who like should be calling someone, like if you had, like should be like, I don't know, man. He's fucking using it again. I don't know. He says he's got it under control, but I don't fucking know. I don't know. You just want to drive by his house like at 1 a.m. and see if the light's on. Could you just do that
Yeah.
for me? Make me feel better. See if the not the light, but that tint from the computer monitor. See if that's shining through. It's not
Yeah.
a TV. If it's in the bedroom, it's the computer. Just fucking drive by. You fucking asshole.
Oh man, and it got bad. I'd be like, you know how it is. Like if you're playing addictive game and then you stop, and then all at once it hits you. Just like I'm fucking hungry, thirsty, tired, and smell like shit. And I've probably have been all of these things for the better part of the day.
no shit. Oh man. Well, one interesting thing about playing the game for a long period of time, like it was like 2 years ago, maybe like, yeah, I was on this fucking like I was gonna lose a whole bunch of weight and we went on this big health kick and on this diet, so I was like fucking religiously watching calorie intake, right? And I discovered that when I was like playing Lord of the Rings online, I just wouldn't eat for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, this is perfect, right?
Yeah.
like, I don't fucking need to do all this other shit people were talking about. I just play this game for a while, and that'd be great and all that shit. I was like, huh. Well, that's not really healthy, dude. It's 7. Eat.
Yeah.
you have to fucking eat something. But yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And then there's the opposite, and people who snack without thinking, and then they just become like blimps.
Right. yeah. No shit. Yeah, my buddy was into Warcraft like that too. That guy frightened me after a while. Like, yeah. Like, I mean, it got to the point where like that's all he would talk about, even if you didn't know what he was talking about, right? He just sort of talked to you as if he assumed that you watched him play like for the last 9 hours. And he was like, "Yo, remember that time?" And then we went in, and he's like, "I'm like, dude, I don't know anything that you're talking about right now. I came to make sure you were alive. Now that I know, I'm gonna leave. I fed your cat. You're welcome. I'm just gonna leave now and have a good day." It's like, fuck. Yeah, that guy, like, he was the worst I've ever seen, like, when it came to WoW. Which was another reason I didn't fuck with it. I was like, this isn't a coincidence. Like, a lot of people are really into this, and there has to be several reasons why, and I don't want to know. I don't want to know why. But that's fucked up. Like, when you think about it, because you hear about these assholes that can't put their phone down.
Yeah.
Right? And they, like, go to therapy for it and shit. Have you heard about that? Like people that need actual, they have like a disorder where they can't be without their smartphone.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's a thing now apparently,
Wow.
which I've only really heard in passing. I haven't really heard anybody go in depth and describe it. But they just need to fucking like go through therapy because they can't put their phone down. And there's a part of you that goes, "Hey, fuck you, man. Seriously." Fuck you. But then there's the other part of you where you go, well, wait a second. Like 40 years ago, that's what everybody said about like alcoholics, right? They were like, well, fuck you. You just need to stop drinking. They didn't realize they were addicts and shit. And now there's like programs and all this. Like, what if we've created this thing and now everybody can be addicted to it? We just didn't know because it wasn't around 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So now there's this whole thing.
Yeah, it's like crack, before some genius mixed up cocaine with baking soda.
Yeah, that motherfucker was a genius. Master P was his name. Which I don't know. Like, I can't figure out if Master P is doing a local commercial now or if this is sort of like a regional thing. You know those commercials that come on during the day for like depressed housewives that need to sue people to like
Oh
hire
yeah.
a lawyer? Are you in a car? Or have you been in a car wreck?
Would you like to be?
Yeah, it's like right. And Master P is in one of those commercials now, and
What?
it's not like I don't think it's a nationwide thing. Like if anybody knows what I'm talking about, comment and tell me because, all right, it's a really horribly shot commercial featuring the attorney for which the firm that's being advertised. It's the guy from the law firm, right, who actually works there, and he has no experience in commercials because he's terrible, right? And he's just like, call us if you've been in a car accident and you need help with your medical bills, legal expenses, time lost at work. And that's exactly how he says it. And then all of a sudden, Master P's there, and he's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can call the firm of blah, blah, blah. And then he does, he does it, right at the end. Like, they were like, do your gimmick. Like, do your thing you did in the rap. Just go, right? So he does it, and then the commercial's over. Holy shit, that's a big rat. Master P is eating a rat that looks just like that right now.
And he's thankful for it.
And very, very. That's him sick after eating a rat. And I'm like, there's no fucking way this is local, right? But it's shot like a local commercial is shot, right? And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I haven't done any digging, but I really want to. Like, I really want to know what the hell Master P did he. This is a guy who only a decade or less ago was shitting in a $2 million bathroom. Like, I really want to know if he lost everything and is now doing these commercials because he like owes the IRS or something. Like, I really want to masturbate to that. So somebody, if you know that that's happened, or you know what commercial I'm talking about, leave a comment. And yeah, I want to know if it's like regional, if it's super local. If it's super local, that just make me happy, is what I'm saying. Because that means he's sunken even lower. And oddly enough, he's not even from my state. So, holy shit. He's close, but not quite, right? So, oh man, that would be so much fun. Do you need help with your medical bills? This shit just doesn't even make sense. It's like something out of a Dave Chappelle sketch. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you ever
Except
seen
it's
these
real.
rappers that just fucking run out of money and the shit they do, and then he does like 3 commercials of like fake Puff Daddy things? But then it really looked like a comedy sketch. It did not look like a genuine commercial, but it is. I can assure you, it's real. So enough about Master P.
That reminds me of this scene from the Boondocks. Did you ever watch much of the Boondocks?
Like the early stuff, like the first couple seasons. I don't know how far they went.
When Riley becomes part of Thugnificent's crew, he says, "Now look, we're a crew with or without the music, and we stand by each other no matter what. And if this rap game doesn't work out, we're gonna be running up in people's houses and sticking people up." And he goes on this long, rant about how they're just criminals through and through, even if no matter what they have to do to make that money. And then one of the guys who's a little slow in the group says, "Yeah, like if this rap game didn't work out, we're gonna be like working at McDonald's or Burger King. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be like, yo, you want fries with that and shit." And sure enough, when their record sales drop, they're living in this mansion, and they are just getting poorer and poorer. And the only one of them who's employed is the slow one who works at, who supports all of them by working at a fast food chain.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah, but actually, I was thinking what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look for that video on YouTube because it's so funny. I know somebody's put it on YouTube,
Yeah.
and you could just link it because that's something that anyone who knows who Master P is has to watch at least once. You have to watch that to really appreciate how
Well,
you
as someone
swan-
who never
as a-
really liked rap music,
Yeah.
it's a great day for me. When you have all of these rappers playing cops on TV who used to talk about killing cops and how much they hated the cops, and then you got them doing, commercials for, local legal firms and, diamond dealers.
Right, right. Well, there's certain rap music, like rap music generally. I mean, I can't get into it. Like I can't get into it. But some of it I don't hate. Like I just don't hate it. Like I get it and I can listen to it and go, okay, I can see there's some creativity here and it's interesting and I got that. But then there's some of it that is just like it's just absolute garbage, right? And you know
Yeah.
it is, and that's like with any music. But rap music is just like especially patronizing of its fucking audience. But they can literally put out just about any fucking thing and get away with it. So when it's those guys, Master P being one of those, like he was one of those guys that just shoveled out piece of shit after piece of shit after piece of shit, and everyone just praised the fuck out of him for it. But yeah, I mean, it's just that kind of asshole. Like I don't mind seeing him seeing like your shit's really run out. Nobody cares anymore because they can see how retarded it was. And hey, yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, the other part of like rap that sucked for me was the whole accolades for people that announced they were pieces of shit before they started rapping. Like I don't understand why that was okay. Like it was like, well, before I started rapping, I used to like fucking threaten people and like wave guns around and shoot up people's houses and fucking sell crack in front of the middle school, and that
Yeah.
somehow made them like more likable.
Yeah, I remember 50 Cent, and the big deal with him is like, yeah, his songs are samples of shit we've already heard and like really unoriginal bullshit. But he got shot. He got shot while he was in the
Yes. Yeah.
crack game, and I just
Right.
you remember that thing with Bill Maher where he's talking
Ugh.
with Ben Affleck about the shit. And he's like, well. That one douchebag, I don't remember his name, is like, well, what about Malala Yousaf? She, and I thought, the little girl who got shot in the head by the Taliban. Well, I mean, where's
Yeah.
her fucking record deal?
Yeah. No shit. No shit.
uh, Here you can see I'm screwing around with different weapons that are these
You
huge.
look like me when I took acid at Bonnaroo. That's what you look like right now.
Just swinging shit around.
Standing in a fountain and just dancing by myself. That's what that looks like.
So I have this massive great axe, which is just this chunk of solid iron. And at this point, I decide, yeah, I'm definitely gonna. I just wanted to go with the heaviest weapons I could wield.
Right.
And here's
Well, I mean, do you have to forego the shield if you're going to use two-handed weapons like that? Is that how that works?
you can't. Okay, you have to either forego the shield altogether or switch between shield and weapon. Like actually pull out your shield, block, then put the shield away, and then swing.
Shit. I mean, no. I mean, is that a bad idea? Like it sounds to be. Like I mean, it's going to take up time and take up.
For a new player, it's a horrible idea. New players should just hide behind their shield and live to fight another day and not show off. Later on, when you get better at dodging and you understand the enemy attack patterns, then you don't really need the shield. I mean, first of all, you can block with a weapon, but it doesn't block all of it. But you can get by without always hiding behind a shield. Some people, show off and use only a double-handed weapon or a weapon in either hand, even though the game's not really designed for that. For
Right.
dual wielding, it permits dual wielding, but it's not really advantageous until the Dark Souls 2. So yeah, the shield is the safe road to go, but I think that I'm a bit hard-headed and feeling overconfident at this point, and I decide to go with these really heavy weapons that I can't always wield.
Yeah,
And,
but that
the
always
thing,
bothered me. To me, that was like that was one of those things where like Susan Boyle she can sing, but she's also ugly. Like it was one of those things that everybody freaked out about for like the wrong reason, or
yeah.
they like really admired someone for a really fucked up reason, and I could never get it. Like, wait a minute, is it that she has a beautiful voice, or is it that she has a beautiful voice and you didn't think she did because she was so unattractive? And like, what? Like, I don't get it. Like, was she's so great now because she's ugly, and then like 50 Cent is so great because he was shot repeatedly. While, by the way, he was selling drugs probably to like kids in a neighborhood somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is wrong with everyone? Seriously, like that was that pissed me off too colossally. But yeah,
I'd like to see. I mean, it's a shame that the Chappelle Show isn't going anymore, because I can just imagine like a sketch where they have a rapper who got shot, and then they're like, "Oh shit, son, get rid of this fool. We got someone who got shot twice." And then you get another guy who's like shot in the spine, and he's in a wheelchair. And then finally you get a guy like, "Hey, this guy he has no arms and legs. They got blown off. This guy he got shot up like the guy from the original RoboCop, like his arms gone and shit from just point blank." Yeah. And then he's sitting there and just like bobbing up and down, no arms and legs, going, "Yeah," and he's rapping. He's like, "Hey, girl," like all these like gorgeous women like shaking their asses in his face. And he can't. He's in the fucking lowrider with the hydraulics, and he's really like he's buckled into like a child's safety chair so he doesn't bounce out.
In a car seat.
Yeah, exactly. He's like got the golden teeth.
Right. That's fucking brilliant. That's actually pretty funny, dude. We gotta put that together. Let me just find somebody. Just let me find an amputee who's like a torso, and a really fucking like big thug. Let me see if I can find that somewhere. But I mean, if I could find that, he'd already be signed to a major record label. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But then there's the other novelty of rap music, which is just like being white, which is so unfair. Like, I mean, like one guy needs to be shot 9 times. The other guy just has to be white.
If you're a white guy who got shot, you would become just the all-time emperor of all things hip-hop.
You'd be the white Suge Knight at that point. Like, everyone would be afraid of you. Even if you looked like Eminem, people would still be scared. Oh, shit. Eminem, just like, he was the least intimidating guy ever. Like, I feel like I would just want to smack him in the back of the head and just like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I want to bully Eminem is what I'm saying. Which, by the way, I mean, the guy's kind of talented. Like, I won't shit on that. Like, he does have some talent. But yeah, the whole thing surrounding rap music in general, where people are respected for being shittier, like, that's the part of it that always fucked me up. Like, nah, that's not real good.
Well, I didn't have much of an opinion on Eminem's music, but I hated the effect that it had on white people nationwide.
Really?
Because you had so many of these. His fans are the worst people.
Well,
I can't. Something about it. I mean, it's like when that came out, I thought the country music was bad, and then along comes Eminem and all these little Eminem doppelgangers running around with their pants around their ankles. And I thought, this is horrible. This is horrible. This is what we were.
But that predates Eminem like a motherfucker.
Yeah, but no, it exploded after he came out.
Maybe. Well, no. By that time though, I was still young when that happened. Like, I was still like, when Eminem's first CD came out, I was like fucking 17 or 18 years old. So yeah, I was kind of a shithead back then. But I guess maybe I was just a part of the whole culture and didn't notice. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But I don't know. I was always a strange. Like, I was a fucking just a horribly weird person when I was younger. And just, yeah, I mean, I got my first 9 Inch Nails CD when I was like 9 years old. If that tells you anything. So I mean, I was when it comes to like music, I was just always listening to the most bizarre shit I could get my hands on. So yeah. Just the Eminem thing kind of crossed my path, and I was like, this doesn't suck. Like, I didn't hate it at all. I was like, well, this is interesting. You know, like when I first heard 97 Bonnie and Clyde, and he was talking about killing his ex-wife, and found it all very comical. Like, I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, this is kind of a comedy thing, right? You know, and that sort of shit, which it kind of was, but then he had evolved, I guess is what you would say, into like a more serious rapper and shit, and that's when the music got worse. So, yeah. But lyrically, the guy's pretty fucking talented, yeah. And he discovers 50 Cent, which is hilarious because, you know, his superpower was being shot 9 times.
Yeah.
Eminem's superpower is that he was white.
Yeah.
And wasn't a horrible rapper. That's pretty good.